In this episode of Alien Agenda, Colonel Gene explores credible UFO sightings after Roswell, highlighting eyewitness accounts, radar evidence, and military cover-ups. From Project Blue Book to hidden alien bodies, he reveals why global interest in extraterrestrials never faded. Here's Colonel Gene.
Hi folks, it's Colonel Gene again from Alien Agenda. Today we will begin looking into a number of sightings that I believe are very credible. Many of these sightings have been experienced either by multiple people or have been reported by people that are very believable and have a reputation for being sound citizens, while still others are backed up by other evidence such as radar images. I have sorted through literally many hundreds of reports, and what I'm going to present in the next series of episodes that occurred after Roswell in 1947 will be what I believe to be some of the most difficult to disavow. Let's get started. If the incident at Roswell had been the only experience, the interest in extraterrestrials would most likely have faded away. That, however, was simply not the case, as many other sightings began to take place in the United States and in other countries throughout the world. Because of these increased observations, many scientists, apart from government, have become interested in investigating UFO sightings. A number of organizations have expended a great deal of time, energy, and money to document and analyze the many sightings that have occurred. In addition, because so many of these sightings are taking place over military facilities, generally with nuclear weapons or nuclear energy sites, governments such as the United States government are becoming more and more active in looking at these incidents. In March 1951, Project Blue Book was authorized by General Nathan Twining and headed by a Captain Edward Ruppelt. The stated objectives of Project Blue Book were to determine if UFOs were a threat to our security and to scientifically analyze UFO-related data. Sounds like a lofty idea. The project lasted until the end of 1969 and collected about 12,600 UFO reports. The conclusion was that most of these reports were misrepresentations of natural phenomena or conventional aircraft sightings. Many people, after looking at what Project Blue Book did, have concluded that the real purpose of this Air Force activity was not to learn about UFOs, but to discredit UFO sightings. In August 1951, a Carl Hart Jr., a student at Lubbock, Texas, took 2 photographs of an unidentified flying object. He later provided these pictures to the U.S. Air Force, which ended up in Project Blue Book. The Air Force claimed these were reflections from streetlights of some birds flying by. The problem was, the speed with which these objects moved exceeded anything that a bird could accomplish. Again, in 1955, Norma Gardner, an airman stationed at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, cataloged over 1,000 items taken from alien sites. She claimed that she had seen a 4-foot alien in tank and at Wright-Patterson, preserved in some sort of solution. Miss Gardner made a deathbed declaration that she, in fact, did see these alien bodies at Wright-Patterson, and that she did catalog more than 1,000 parts from alien crashes during her tenure at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. November 2nd, 1957, Little End, Texas, hundreds of people claimed they saw alien spacecrafts over the road and actually blocked the highway with the traffic. The sheriff claims that the spacecraft were cigar-shaped and informed the U.S. Air Force. A sergeant from Project Blue Book was sent to Loveland. Upon investigation, the Air Force said it was due to a storm, but at the time of the sighting, there was no storm reported in that area. Project Blue Book did not conduct any serious investigation of this event, despite the fact that hundreds of people saw what took place and all pretty much reported the same details. On December 9th, 1965, the FAA tracked the path of an unidentified objects which were verified by plots on the radar. On December 9th, 1965, there was a crash in the woods at Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. People from the small town found the aircraft, which was said to be saucer-shaped with windows on the edge. A John Murphy of radio station WHJB in Greensburg, Pennsylvania, reported this crash. The military arrived, directed the people to leave the site, and took John Murphy's notes. A large flatbed truck removed the craft from the site. Later, the government denied that there was any aircraft and said it was a meteor, despite the fact that there were hundreds of witnesses from the town. John Murphy interviewed all of the witnesses and planned to present what he learned on his radio show. Several men approached him and convinced him not to air his show about this UFO. The men took all of John Murphy's notes, recordings. In 1967, Murphy decided to reopen his investigation. And 2 days later, after he made the announcement of his new show, he was found killed by a hit-and-run driver who was never found.
Stay tuned for part 2 of the episode, Sightings After Roswell. More astonishing cases and evidence are coming next. In The Aliens Step In, a secret Chinese mission alters the past, forcing the U.S. to intervene, unleashing a chain reaction that draws the attention of an advanced alien race. Commander Sansa Tebek issues a warning: Earth must stop all time travel. But instead of force, he offers a solution: a delegation to planet Galner, where a mysterious gift awaits, one that could change how we understand Earth's history forever. Find out what happens in The Aliens Step In, available now on Amazon and major book retailer. Learn more at GenePAbelBooks.com.